Ryan Reynolds just invoked the one name that Hollywood fears most when discussing legal battles, changing our entire understanding of the fallout from "it ends with us." In newly surfaced private messages, Reynolds didn't just critique Justin Baldoni's behavior, he explicitly compared the situation to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, questioning if a scorched earth strategy would ultimately destroy everyone involved. But the most revealing part isn't the comparison itself. It's the admission from his own team that in a war like this, even the winner might end up losing everything. This specific exchange peels back the curtain on exactly how A-list crisis management works when things go wrong behind the scenes. To understand the gravity of these leaked documents, we have to look at the specific exchange between Reynolds and his talent agent, Warren Zavala, dating back to August 2024. As the public narrative regarding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni was spiraling out of control, the conversation turned to strategy. When discussed whether they should let the controversy burn rather than intervening, Reynolds reportedly responded with a chilling 5-word question. How'd that work out for Depp? This reference to the defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard offers a rare glimpse into the anxiety top-tier stars feel about litigation. It wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about the reputational damage that lingers long after a verdict is read. The response Reynolds received from his agent is perhaps even more telling than the question. The agent reportedly noted that the Depp-Heard trial cratered both of them ultimately. This acknowledgement that a legal victory doesn't guarantee a public relations victory seems to have driven much of the strategy we've seen play out over the last year and a half. These texts suggest that Reynolds and Lively's camp were acutely aware that engaging in a direct, public, mudslinging contest with Baldoni could result in a scenario where no one walks away clean. It reframes the silence we often hear from celebrities. It's not always about legal constraints, but often a calculated fear of becoming the next Depp versus Heard spectacle. However, the caution regarding the Depp effect didn't stop Reynolds and his team from using blistering language in private. The unsealed correspondence reveals a high level of paranoia, with Reynolds' agent reportedly worrying that Baldoni was laying a trap and attempting to promote a digital narrative while hiding his own actions. The descriptions used are severe. While maintaining a professional public face, the private texts allegedly labeled Baldoni with intense descriptors, calling him a fraud and an egotistical figure with a god complex. Reynolds himself reportedly utilized a particularly cutting, albeit non-profane insult, referring to the director as a human rounding error. The validity of Reynolds' fear that this conflict would expand and damage everyone in its orbit is further proven by how the drama entangled other massive stars. The documents indicate that the friction wasn't contained just to the primary cast. We are seeing indications that high-profile friends, including Taylor Swift, felt the strain of the intensifying legal battle. Reports suggest that even Swift, usually a master of PR control, expressed frustration privately, feeling distanced as the situation became more toxic. This validates the Depp comparison Reynolds made. These disputes rarely stay focused on the two people fighting. They tend to pull in friends, co-stars, and publicists, forcing everyone to pick a side or retreat entirely to protect their own brands. It is crucial to remember the timeline here to grasp the full context. These texts were sent in August 2024, right as the rumors were peaking. Since then, we have seen actual lawsuits filed in December 2024 involving allegations of workplace misconduct, and a massive countersuit from Baldoni that was dismissed by a judge in June 2025. The texts serve as a prequel to that legal warfare. They show us the mindset before the court filings. Reynolds' team said they wanted to protect our downside, prioritizing the success of the movie above the personal feud. And in a way they succeeded. The movie was a hit. But the surfacing of these texts in 2026 proves that you can never truly bury the internal conflict. Another layer exposed in these documents is the reaction from third parties like Jamila Jamil. The texts reportedly show Jamil using incredibly charged language, referring to Lively as a villain in the context of this dispute. This highlights exactly what Reynolds' agent feared: the muddled truth. In the court of public opinion, narratives shift rapidly. One day, a celebrity is a victim, the next a villain. The fear expressed in the Reynolds texts was that Baldoni was successfully curating a narrative that would paint Lively in a negative light, regardless of the actual facts of their on-set dynamic. It's a case study in modern celebrity warfare, where digital narratives are just as dangerous as legal briefs. Ultimately, Reynolds' reference to Johnny Depp serves as a prophetic warning for the modern entertainment industry. It shows that even the most powerful actors in Hollywood know that once a dispute enters the courtroom and the private texts leak, control is lost. The "It Ends With Us" drama has officially transitioned from a movie marketing issue to a historical case study in reputation management. As more documents are likely to be unsealed, the question remains: will the remaining evidence clarify the situation, or will it further crater the public image of everyone involved, just as predicted? Make sure you are subscribed, as we will be breaking down the legal strategy behind the next phase of this case as soon as the files are public.